Okay, it's recording.
Okay, we'll get the hell out now.
Mm-hmm.
Close the door. Don't be making all kind of noise and stuff.
Make all
Bye.
kind of
See you
noise
later.
now.
See you later. Hey YouTube, it's your girl Queen Right again, coming out with you with another video. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about things that suck about being in a wheelchair. 25 things. I think I have 25 things that suck about being in a wheelchair. And actually I thought of this. I wrote them down, but I didn't write them down in any particular order, so they're not written according to rank, just as I thought them up. I just wrote it down. Okay. The first thing I have down here is dropping something on the floor or the ground and not being able to pick it up. I had an incident like this one time. I dropped my cell phone on the ground. I was out coming from my son's school from volunteering, and I dropped my cell phone. And I'm just sitting there looking at the phone like, how am I supposed to get that? So there was nobody walking down the street, of course, nobody driving down the street, and I was there for about, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, because you guys know I'm not going to leave my phone, right? Anyway, waited about 10 or 15 minutes, and then a neighbor, or actually someone that goes to our church, actually saw me, you know, and he turned around and came to say hello, and I had him to pick up the phone. So I guess God sent him to come and pick up the phone for me. Another thing that sucks is not living in a handicap accessible house. Okay, I know I told you guys in one of my last videos that if you don't live in a handicap accessible house, you either have to move or make do. And I am actually making do with the house that I'm living in. So we don't have, I didn't make any changes because I would have had to pay for it and then pay to put the house back like it originally was, and that seemed kind of redundant to me. So I didn't make any changes. I'm just making it work for me. Another thing is waking up in the middle of the night. You know how you wake up in the middle of the night and you know you just sleepwalking. You don't even need to turn on the light or anything. You go straight to the bathroom, handle your business, and you come back out, get back in the bed. Well, when you're in a wheelchair, it's not that easy, okay? First thing you need to do is you're going to have to put on slippers or some type of house shoe or whatever, so your feet won't slide from up under you when you're trying to transfer into your wheelchair to get to the bathroom. But in my case, trying to transfer from my bed to my bedside commode. Either way, I have to wake up completely and be coherent, or otherwise I may end up on the floor, and that has happened before, and no fun, no joke. Something else that sucks about being in a wheelchair is not being able to walk up on my man and put my head on his shoulder, or you know, wrap my arms around his waist, because the foot plate of my chair would actually hit him in the shins before I could get to him. So that's not cool. Not trying to hurt him. Being on public transportation sucks, okay? That sucks because if the bus is crowded, you know, you have some sleazy people out here, you know, sleazy guys or whatever. And when the bus is crowded and people are packed in, you know, and I'm sitting so low, so I'm like crotch level, you know, and right here, you know, turn around like right here in your face, right? So I just usually keep my head, just look out the window, so that way I don't have to worry about anybody's private parts in my face. But yeah, that sucks too. Not being able to take a bath sucks. Not being able to take a bath. Always, always, always having to take a shower, you know. I've been taking showers for 2 years straight, but I miss sitting in the bathtub of hot bubble bath water. You know, you have your candles, your wine, or whatever. At least that's how I used to do it. You know, I take my candles and my wine and just relax, and that would be me time. But none of that anymore. Not being able to go to the nail shop, okay? Now, no, I can go to the nail shop and get my fingernails done, yes, no problem. However, I do not get a pedicure at the nail shop because I don't want to freak anybody out. Any little, like if I get an itch or if I'm touched the wrong way, you know, my legs, my feet can go into severe spasms, and I don't want nobody freaking out on me. You know, I don't want to freak out the little Asian lady that's doing my nails because I'm spazzing out, right? So I don't get my feet done at the nail shop. My sister actually does my pedicures. However, I do miss going to get the massage and chair pedicures. Okay, that's something else that sucks. Not being able to dress myself in my chair. Now, I know some paraplegic people do get themselves dressed in their chair, but they are thinner than I. So for me, it's not easy for me to get dressed in a chair because I am a plus size woman. So what I actually have to do is collect all my clothes and stockings or shoes or whatever I'm going to put on, throw them on the bed right here, then transfer from my wheelchair into the bed and practically just roll around on the bed to get dressed. And what I mean by rolling around is I have to put on socks. I put on one pants leg, shift, put on the next pants leg, but to actually pull the pants up, it's like, okay, roll to this side and pull the left side up. Okay, now roll to this side and pull the right side up. So that sucks. That's something else that sucks about being in a chair. It takes me too long to get dressed. Not being able to visit my friends and family. I live in Bakersfield, California, and most of my family is in Los Angeles or Long Beach area. Both mine and a co-worker named Will's families live out that way. And I can't go visit because either they live upstairs or they have a high porch with stairs or something of the matter. And basically their homes are not handicap accessible, and they're not equipped with the items that I have at home to make myself comfortable and make it work for me. So no visiting friends or family. Not being able to go out to dinner and a movie. In this godforsaken dirt town, yes, I love living in Bakersfield, but in this godforsaken town, buses do not run late. The latest you might can catch a bus between Monday and Friday is 10 o'clock, and that's pushing it. You know, that's the last time you could possibly catch a bus during the week. On the weekend, when people usually want to go out, the buses stop running at 7 o'clock. Right, 7 o'clock. So there's no going out to dinner and no going to the movies. You know, we go to the movies during the daytime, but it's not practical for us to go anywhere at night because we're going to be stranded. Which brings me to another point. Something else that sucks about being in a wheelchair. There are no handicap accessible cabs or taxis in this godforsaken town. Yes, I said it. No handicap accessible taxis or cabs in this town. So I can't just go somewhere and then like, oh, well, I'll just call a cab to come and pick me up because the cab is going to come, but it's not going to do me any good because I can't get in it. Let's see what else we have. Opening doors. Opening doors suck. If the door opens in, you know, you can just push it straight on in and go and handle your business, then it's fine. But if the door opens out, then you have to actually, okay, grab the door, back yourself up a little bit, you know, pull the door, back yourself up a little bit, pull in the door, back yourself up a little bit, pull in the door, and then you kind of like throw it open at the end part and trying to rush in there before the door closes on you, right? Unless it has, it's one of the doors that stay open after you open them at some point. If it's not, then that's how you got to do it. You got to make it work. Let's see. Something else that sucks about being in a wheelchair. Not being able to get in the swimming pool. Now, I told you guys I live in Bakersfield, California. We actually, well, I call her Bakersfield, California. Bake. Yes, exactly. Summertime, temperatures above 100 degrees. There's a pool out there, but I can't go get in the pool. You know why? Because it's not handicap accessible. What I mean by handicap accessible pools, some pools, at least where I went to physical therapy at, it has a slope on the pool, so you can actually get into the water chair and it slopes down gently, you know, and you just go on down, roll the chair on down until you're in the water, and you can either stay in the chair or you can, you know, get out of the chair because, you know, your body doesn't weigh anything when you're in the water. But not having a handicap accessible pool sucks. It's too hot out here to not have a handicap accessible pool. How about traveling on a street that does not have sloping curbs? And I know you people are like, what does she mean, no sloping curbs? What does she mean, sloping curbs? Okay, when you come to a crosswalk, you usually at the curb, it usually slopes downward. So somebody in a wheelchair like myself can just roll right off the curb, you cross the street, you get to the other side, you roll back up on the curb. I thought all streets were like that. However, my bubble was burst one day Me, my 8-year-old, and Will, we were going to, I don't know where we we're going, maybe a doctor's appointment or something. So we're like, hey, you know, we won't even catch the bus. Let's just go because it's not that far. I was in my chair, they're on their bike, so we were all rolling, so to speak. So it's like, yeah, okay, let's just go down and we can just, you know, it's not that far. Let's just go. It's a nice day. We go so far. We went down this one block, and it was a really long block because it was a park right there. So the block is really long. We get to the end of the block and come to the curb, and I'm looking down like, how am I supposed to get down? So no sloping curb. Okay, so we're like, okay, well, let's just go around the corner. Maybe, you know, it'll be a driveway or something right there, so we can just, you know, you can just get down and then we'll just come back up. No. Okay, we wasted 30 minutes doing that. Okay, and we finally had to turn around, go back up to where we were, and wait for the bus to carry us to where we needed to go. That sucks. Not being able to play ball with my son, or, you know, skate, or do taekwondo, or any of those things that 8-year-old boys like to do. I'm not able to do that. And yeah, I could do the arm movements in taekwondo over there, but it's just not the same as actually going through the whole motions with him. So yeah, that sucks. Not being able to play with the kid in the manner that he would like to play in. Having to be totally dependent on other people. At this point, like I said, I've been in a chair 2 years, so I'm actually a little more dependent than I was when I first came home. When I first came home, like I said, I had back surgery, so I was in a situation where I couldn't move around too much. I had to have assistance with everything, getting to the toilet, getting dressed, you know, washing up after myself, cleaning myself after using the bathroom, menstrual care, that sort of thing. I needed help doing everything, okay? And I do mean everything. The only thing that I could do was to actually put on the shirt and the bra. That's it. Everything else I needed help to do. So being totally dependent on people, that sucks, because then you feel guilty because people are giving up their lives and giving up what they need to do, you know, in order to take care of you. So I know in my situation, my sister lived in Las Vegas at the time, and she actually came out here when we called her, you know, and told her, well, we had, you know, she's having emergency surgery, need to get her out here. So yeah, that sucks. Which brings me to another point. Even having a menstrual cycle and you're in a wheelchair, that sucks. Let me tell you, I was at the rehabilitation hospital when I had just found out that I was paralyzed. The nurses are cleaning me up or whatever. She's like, oh, honey, you started your period. And I'm like, what? Like, come on now. I'm paralyzed and I got to deal with this too, you know. So, yeah, having a menstrual cycle when you're in a wheelchair, that sucks. I'm pretty much, when I'm on my cycle, it's 5 to 7 days long. When I'm on my cycle, I am pretty much stuck to being in the house or very close to the house, because I'm not able to clean myself properly in a what do you call it, in a public restroom. I don't have the tools or the equipment that I need, that I have at home, to use when I'm in the public restroom. So I can't go anywhere when I'm on my cycle. Mind you, that's grounded for 5 to 7 days. Not being able to ride in my truck sucks. Okay, I told you guys that I have a truck, you know, and I wasn't able to get in it after I had surgery and when I first became paralyzed, and I'm still not able to get in it because it's too high. The seat, if I roll up on it, the seat is like right here. And yes, I have seen some YouTube videos, you know, just curious. I have seen some YouTube videos where actually the person is able to get in a monster truck. I saw one guy getting in a monster truck, you know, but mind you, I said guy, so he's a man, he's like muscular built, so it's no problem for him to just pull himself up into the truck, right? Me, I'm a plus size girl. I'm not holding guns, you know, I don't have muscles like that. I'm not muscular. So being able to pull myself up into the truck, I'm going to hurt myself more than getting in the truck. I'm going to cause more damage to myself than if I just did not get in the truck, in other words, so to speak. What else we got here? Excuse me, y'all, I'm looking down because I have notes right here. not having anybody to talk to, when you're in a wheelchair. I know I'm saying a lot, huh, sucking, but that sucks too. But anyway, not being able to talk to someone that is going through the same thing you're going through. Now, granted, you can talk to people and people will sympathize and empathize with you. However, no one really knows what you are going through unless they have walked in your shoes or rolled in your chair. That's my favorite saying now. You rolled in my chair, you don't know what I'm going through. So yeah, nobody, they can sympathize, like I said, but nobody knows what you're going through other than besides somebody that knows how it is to be in a wheelchair. So that's my list of things that suck about being in a wheelchair. And I'm sure I'll think of more. As a matter of fact, just thought of more right there. There's things that suck about being in a wheelchair, not being able to be spontaneous and just go somewhere or just do something, like we used to. Before it was like, hey, let's go to LA, let's just take a road trip, go see the family or whatever. Let's drive up to Sacramento, go get a hotel room and, do this or do that. There is no more spontaneous trips, okay? Everything has to be planned out, and everything that makes it possible for me to be comfortable in my home, I have to think of to take it with me, because otherwise it's not going to be a good trip. I'm going to need something that that I have at home and I don't have it in my possession, or I'm going to have to go and buy it, and that's wasting money to me. So can't be spontaneous anymore. Brings me to another point. Hotels. Some hotels claim to be handicap accessible, but they are not handicap accessible. Let me tell you what I mean. Or they are handicap accessible, but they are not wheelchair accessible. Because see, I've learned that I must specify wheelchair accessible, because you don't necessarily have to be in a wheelchair to be handicapped. So, people don't really think of, oh, okay, this person might be in a wheelchair that way. Some hotels, they don't have enough handicap accessible rooms, or the room is not handicap accessible. We went somewhere and it was supposed to be a handicap accessible room, and we couldn't even open the door wide enough to get my chair through. So that sucks, okay? Other ones, let's see, they say they're handicap accessible, and handicap accessible to them is, oh, we have a safety bar in the tub so you can get yourself out of the tub. Okay, what about those who cannot get in the tub? That needs a roll-in shower where, I can just take in my manual wheelchair, roll my chair in there, get out, transfer to a bench, take my shower, get back in my chair, and go. People don't have that. These owners or management people in hotels, they don't think about that, And I've learned that I have to specify wheelchair accessible. And not just handicap accessible, because like I said, they can throw up a safety bar or two and they're like, oh, okay, well, it's handicap accessible. No, it's not. It takes more than that. We need wider doors. There has to be enough space between the commode and cabinets or the door or anything like that. The commode seat actually has to be higher. It's a lot of things that need to be considered when they're saying that these rooms are handicap accessible, because most of the time they're not. And let's see, I think that's my last things that suck about being in a wheelchair today. Anyway, I'm thinking that's the last one, but I'm sure I'll think of some more. And when I do, I will be glad to share it with you guys, because like I said, someone maybe going through what I'm going through, or went through what I have gone through, and they need someone to talk to, or certain things that they need to know that you didn't know before, because I learned a lot once I came home and realized, oh, okay, well, this needs to be considered and that needs to be considered. It's a lot to take under consideration. It's a lot that needs to be done. It's totally a lifestyle change. So it is beneficial, to have someone to talk to, or someone that you can bounce ideas off of, or they might can give you new ideas or whatever. So like I said, I found videos where there were people who were I hate that word, handicapped. There were people who were in wheelchairs, paraplegic like myself, and but they're let's say this way, I'm a plus size paraplegic, so I have to move in different ways than someone that is 160 pounds or 105 pounds would move being paraplegic, you know. So there's a lot that needs to be considered, you know. It's emotional ride, it's a psychological ride, you know, and you need to be well grounded, you know. You need to have a good support system, and realize that it is a lifestyle change. So again, you know, God put it on my heart for me to make this video, so maybe I could help someone out that didn't have or doesn't have, you know, they came out of the hospital like me, not knowing what to expect, not knowing what to do, and all those sorts of mannerisms and things. So that's why I made this video for you guys today. So that being said, I am going to move on, and I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bless. Let's see what we have here.